Only a 2 count, but Mace Malone is in firm control of Apolcalypse right now, former tag team champion here at PCW, along with his partner, the Grim Reaper, Tim Storm. But Irish whip to the fire, breathing dragon, nope, reversal. Another reversal, but now Mace Malone is in Dark Circle territory.
Indeed he is. If the Dark Circle can keep Malone in their end of the ring, then they may very well be counting their dollars in the winner's purse. As Storm goes after Malone, double teaming from Franco, while AJ is in there trying to save his partner, going after Apolcalypse. But meanwhile, Malone is getting worked over, and now Franco runs in there against Action Jackson, and it is D'Angelo laying in the forearms.
Well, it's all broken out right now. Where's Jeffrey? Why isn't he getting into the mix?
You gotta be kidding, right?
Hey, he's their partner.
And now Storm has a hold of Jackson. Apolcalypse with a hold of Malone, double clothesline, but instead Jackson and Malone with a double backdrop on D'Angelo, and now they are taking it to Apolcalypse and Storm, but Apolcalypse goes back to work on Malone. Storm with some knees on Jackson, sending him out to the floor.
Jackson out on the floor now. Now it looks like the Dark Circle's back in control over on Mace Malone, Tim Storm, and D'Angelo right now. Double whip into the ropes.
Oh my goodness, what a triple team maneuver by the Dark Circle. They can do that now with Franco D'Angelo in the fold.
A real live triple D.
Yes, indeed. And these fans don't like that one bit. Action Jackson.
Action Jackson
still out on the floor. And, oh, wait a minute. Storm is tossing Travis Baxter out of the way. And, Dark Circle throwing referees out of the way, and they are surrounding Jeffrey. Now wait just a second, guys.
No,
Action Jackson coming up from behind on Apolcalypse. And now Mace Malone vaulting onto Franco and Tim Storm.
Unreal, unreal. I was just speechless right there. I couldn't tell what the Dark Circle had planned for Jeffrey, but luckily Action Jackson came over there, cut off Apolcalypse, and now Tim Storm and Franco D'Angelo are taking out Mace Malone with an over-the-top rope splash.
Dark Circle trying to regain their thoughts, regain their bearings outside the ring. Action Jackson, Mace Malone standing tall in the ring. They've had quite a battle already thus far with the Dark Circle.
What a war we've had tonight.
Apolcalypse going to work on Action Jackson from the floor, and now Apoc back into the ring.
Well, it looks like they may be working over that injured arm a little bit on Action Jackson. That arm was injured by the mammoth Colossus recently here at PCW Full Throttle, and that's just like a target painted on him.
Well, it certainly is. You have an injury protected like that, and the opponents are just going to go after that. That's one of the sad realities of what happens sometimes in professional wrestling. Jackson, though, firing in the right hands, an Irish whip on Apolcalypse, and a flying drop kick by the 20-year veteran.
Well, it's a huge flying drop kick from a monster like Action Jackson.
And now AJ in for the cover. One. Dark Circle making their presence known in favor of their partner. Both
members of the Dark Circle making their presence known. Apolcalypse now, a couple of clubbing shots to Action Jackson, getting in D'Angelo.
All right, and now we see Apolcalypse and D'Angelo in there. A double whip on Jackson and a double shoulder tackle takes the veteran down.
Well, two huge shoulder tackles right there from members of the Dark Circle. And look at the intensity, look at the fire up of Franco D'Angelo. Now tagging in the Grim Reaper, Tim Storm.
Storm, the biggest and perhaps baddest member of the Dark Circle. Of course, when you talk about a baddest member, you can pretty well just pick one, but Tim Storm, clearly the leading force in this group as he goes to work on Action Jackson.
Absolutely, he's going to work right now, just soaking up the boos of the fans, and look at that, just slapping Mace Malone right in the face. There's definitely no love lost between those two.
None whatsoever, and now all three of them stomping on Jackson while the referee's trying to get Mace Malone out of the ring and back in his corner. Storm on top of the cover, 1, 2, and Jackson kicks out, but not by much.
Not by much, and not with much authority either. I think the triple teaming, you know, obviously this is, I mean, let's face it, a handicap match, 2 on 3, and I think this might be just a little bit too much for even the Texas Legend to handle.
And now Jackson being back into the corner, and it is Storm going for a whip across the ring into the opposite corner, charges in, but Jackson puts up the foot, boots him in the face, and now Jackson on that second rope. Clubs him.
Clubs him with that loaded forearm.
How do you know it's loaded?
Look at that. Look how thick and taped up that is. You don't know what kind of object's taped in there.
You want to go in there and look?
I'm not going to ask Action Jackson anything, but I'm just going to say I should have some officials look into that.
And now Jackson with the right hand, Storm with the right hand, Jackson with the right, Storm with the right. They're going back and forth like the heavyweights they are, and Storm going to the eyes.
Oh, just raking the whole face.
Tossing him into the corner, and now Storm pulling the referee away while D'Angelo and Apolcalypse do a number on Jackson in the corner.
Mace Malone just living powerless. Nothing he can do on the apron. He is not the legal man. Referee admonishing him and trying to get him out of the ring, which just leaves more room for the Dark Circle to lay some more punishment on Action Jackson.
And Apolcalypse now with a snapmare. And now rear chinlock on Action Jackson.
The rear chinlock. Looks like a very simple maneuver, but actually it cuts off the oxygen to your head without being a choke. That limits the circulation to the brain. Can actually put people to sleep in a very excruciating hold.
Now Jackson with some elbows, ducks under the clothesline, and oh my goodness, with a clothesline of his own, but that hurt the arm.
That hurt that arm. I'm sure that hurt that arm with that steel rod in there.
And now Mace Malone is in there firing away on Apolcalypse with a couple of right hands, 3 right hands, and now it is Mace Malone firing Apolcalypse into the ropes, got him up and over in a backdrop.
Big backdrop right there. Mace Malone on fire right now, but Action Jackson still laying on the apron here, nursing that injured arm.
And now it is Malone going after Apolcalypse in the corner now. Let's see what Mace is going to do, going for a whip, a reversal by Apolcalypse. Apoc charging in, but he runs right into an elbow.
Right into an elbow, and right into a power slam from Apoc.
1, 2, only a 2 count. One of the signature moves we see from Apolcalypse, and it's effective 95% of the time.
Effective 95% of the time is a very accurate statement. Now just going for an elbow on top of Mace Malone's cranium.
And now Apolcalypse setting Malone on that top rope and spreading him out, so to speak. Let's see what he plans to do here.
Well, just a big overhand chop. Looks like he's going to go for a superplex.
Looks like that's exactly what he may be about to do.
I don't know. I'm looking at Action Jackson down here at ringside. He looks extremely injured.
Jackson in some pain. So is Apolcalypse now after getting shoved off the ropes. And
wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Colossus is here.
Colossus is here.
Colossus is shoving Mace Malone off the top rope. And now the big man is stepping in, the 7'2" Roman Gladiator, stomping on Malone.
This match has just been thrown out.
Thrown totally out. Everybody's in the ring. Colossus, he wasn't even on the card tonight. He's got hold of Malone, got him by the throat.
It looks like he's going to go for a big choke slam on Mace Malone, but Mace Malone's trying to power out, but to no avail. Wait a minute. Here comes the main event.
Mike Foxx going after Colossus. They've had numerous issues in the past, but it is Colossus knocking Foxx backwards, but Colossus over the top rope. Dark Circle bailing out, thrown out, whatever you want to say.